and she's won award.
10 years. I'll take that.
Sorry, he's 10. You know, I was looking at something. Okay, doesn't matter. I was thinking it was 10, and then I looked up something on our internet, and it says, anyway, doesn't matter, on our website. Okay, so in that time, guys, she's won award after award, and not to mention some pretty awesome travel vouchers that go with those awards. She's been our top seller or our top recruiter, and has almost always been in the top 3. I can hardly ever remember when she wasn't. 2020 was a massive year of change for every single one of you, and Cassie and yourselves totally embraced 100% online. Cassie broke records for monthly sales like we have never ever seen before. And then she broke it again the next month. And then she thought, oh, what the hell, I'll break it again the next month, and so on. In fact, in the 3 months of July, August and September, Cassie's sales were a staggering over $235,000 for 3 months. And if you ask Cass about her success, she will tell you that in this online world, a lot has to do with your online presence. And so today, Cass is going to share some of her best tips with you on how to be much better at your online. So let's welcome Cass.
Keep an eye on my time. So I firstly just want to say I'm so excited to be sharing some top tips with you all today. 2020 was a game-changing year, obviously, and we all went online, and as you just heard, it was a record-breaking year for myself personally, with my team, and I attribute a lot of it to the learning that I did in 2020 on how to have a really great social media presence. So my goal for you today is to learn how you can connect more with your clients long after the party and their purchase using your social media. How do we feel about that? Yep, we're good? Awesome. Okay, so why now? So social media has obviously been around for a really long time. I just realised I have not got the clicker.
Oh, it's just mine.
Thank you.
And there's a screen that you can see in front of you.
Is that meant to be on? It's not on. That's okay. Why now? So social media has been around a really long time, but I'm sure you'll agree that all of a sudden our clients' behaviours are really changing. And I don't know about you, but when I'm looking to eat at a restaurant or get my hair cut or, find a new dress, I no longer pull a business card out of my purse. I no longer go to the yellow pages. In fact, I don't even go to Google when I'm looking for businesses. The first thing I do now is I go straight to Instagram or Facebook. And I'm checking reviews and I'm scrolling, usually in the first, couple of pictures that I see, and I'm making a judgment really quick. So I can tell you right now, even if your behaviours haven't changed yet, they are absolutely changing and evolving. And I was asked at the end of last year, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do we believe social media is in our business? And it was quite a conflicting conversation. I said 10. I really, really, truly believe that as we move forward, if you've not got some sort of place on social media, that you are going to get left behind. We're seeing it with regular bricks and mortar stores now. They're getting left behind. So let's work a little on that. So people no longer want to be sold to. So now more than ever, it's incredibly important to nurture great relationships with your clients long after their purchase or event. And what better way than to do it on social media? Here's a staggering fact for you. Did you know that in 2020, there were 3.81 billion active users on social media? So I'd love for you to think about what percentage of your business are you dedicating to get in front of that captive audience. They're there like 24 hours a day almost. So the first thing I want to focus on is your brand is you. So this is all about creating your identity on personal, your personal brand on social media. This means not standing behind the Lorraine Lea logo or product, but setting yourself apart from the other 1,500 stylists across the country who are selling the exact same items that you are. So if your ideal client was scrolling social media to find a stylist in their area, what would they currently find out about you? If the answer is that you sell Lorraine Lea and that's it, then chances are you're not going to stand out from the crowd. Think of social media like your business card, and every day is your opportunity to create your very own brand. So let's have a think about these things when creating your own personal brand. What are the things that make you relatable? So what are you known for? What do you stand for? What are you passionate about? What are your hobbies? What do you do when you're not a Lorraine Lea stylist? Who are your family? Where do you live? And what does the behind the scenes look like? If you could put you into 5 categories, what would they be? This is what makes you unique. It's what your clients connect with and makes them want to stay connected with you. It might be that you love home decor. You might be super passionate about gardening. You might be a hashtag dance mum. You might love fashion. You might have a husband who likes to eat whipped cream from a can whilst hiding inside the fridge. No judgment. It might be that you love your local community or that you love to support small business. You might be a really great cook, and perhaps you love coffee, or perhaps you're really organised and love to share organisational tips. It doesn't matter what they are, but try and think about who you are outside and inside of your Lorraine Lea business. This gives you some great content to work with, and it helps your followers to get to know the real you. So first impressions. It's really true that first impressions count. And honestly, I'm constantly mind blown when I see profile pages on business pages of your family pets, the Inspirations magazine cover, selfies taken from the floor, giving you more than 3 chins than you need, or terrible lighting. Your business page is your business card, and I wish it wasn't the case, but first impressions really count. Something as simple as a profile picture can make or break whether the customer continues scrolling or not. Which picture do you think is most suitable as a profile picture that will leave the best first impression as your business? You guys are so clever. So write that down. If your profile picture is currently your cat, or you have multiple chins because you've taken a photo from down here, just get some really great lighting. Take a nice photo. You all look beautiful today. Go and get a little snap. Get somebody to take a photo of you in front of the media wall, and that could be your new profile picture. All right, so whether you're new to business or you've been in business a while, these rules apply. The biggest mistake I see people in our industry make is to blast all over social media pictures of their product, or post constantly about offer after offer with a salesy call to action. For example, message me to book a party. Guilty? We're all guilty of it. Usually that comes from poor planning or sheer desperation. But the reality is not only does it rarely work, but it's also the quickest way to have your friends, family and followers want to unfollow you because they feel like they're being spammed too. It's important to remember that your business is more than your product or the promotion that you're running right now. Social media is just that. It's about being social. This means majority of your content needs to be social rather than salesy. Otherwise it would be called sales media. As a general rule, you want 10 to 20% of your posts to be promotional, the rest need to be social. I'll cover off what that could include later in this little workshop. I'd recommend posting at least once per day on Facebook or Instagram, and you might occasionally post more or less, but if we work on an average of say 7 posts per week, within that you would only want 1 to 2 promotional posts, and the rest need to be focused more on building your community, adding value and creating engagement. So have a think about the percentage that you're doing currently. There are other things to consider also. If you haven't already, I would suggest getting creative and creating your own promotional posts rather than using the company branded images. This will help you stand out and look unique. And lastly, if you're posting on multiple platforms, remember to keep your content varied, as quite often you'll have similar followers on Facebook and Instagram. So to be sure to show up a little differently on each, and remember Instagram is a more visual platform, so it's more important to make your images really hit the mark on this one. So now where to show up? There's so much, right? You know, you can get really kind of bogged down in all these different platforms. I personally believe these are the top 4. So this comes down to your audience again, and think about who your ideal client is. Your ideal client might not be on Instagram, so you can skip that if you like and just focus on Facebook. But this would be the big 2 is Facebook and Instagram, I believe. Here are my suggestions for the best places to find your audience and the differences between them. You may choose to use all 4, or you might use 1 or 2. It's totally up to you. But just remember, the more places you're showing up, the more likely you are to be seen. So I've popped on here your personal profile. We've always been a little bit vague about this. I really believe if a friend went onto your personal profile and they couldn't see anything about you being a Lorraine Lea stylist, it's a really big missed opportunity. Now, you don't want to be bombing them. You don't want that to be the only thing that you're doing on your personal profile. But maybe, every 8 to 10 posts having something on there, but actually making it personal. And it might be you got an award at your team meeting, or it might be your quilt cover on your bed, but a little bit more personal than promotional. Your Facebook business page, everyone should have one of these, I think, and encourage your friends, family and customers to go ahead and like your business page. A Facebook customer or VIP group, you may not have one of these, and that's totally okay, but what we do know is Facebook is moving more to behind the scenes, so private groups, Facebook messaging, they're favouring that more than kind of out there loud and proud, so it might be something that you like to consider. This can also be a little bit more of a community. It's more one-on-one with your customers, and you might share things there that you wouldn't share on your business page. And then also Instagram. We sell really beautiful products, and Instagram is a visual platform. So I think that's a really great place to be. And I was told a couple of years ago that Instagram was where it was at. And I'm not going to lie, I had a little bit of a, whatever. But absolutely, I'm really seeing a massive shift in customers that are kind of coming from Instagram and then across to Facebook and converting. All right. When to show up. This is a little bit technical, so you might like to take a little screenshot, but basically I find a lot of people are showing up at the wrong times. They're posting at 11:30 p.m. or at 6 a.m. and it's not when their clients are actually online. So it's actually really simple to look at your insights on social media and actually be able to tell straight away what time is their peak times, who your audience is. You can see your age range, if they're men or women, where they live, and then you've got a really good idea of who you're actually promoting to as well. So make sure you check that. I do mention it here, but it does come up in, I think it's Pacific time. Just pop that into a time converter and you'll get your time here, and then you'll know what are your peak times that your target audience are actually on social, and then you can schedule your posts at those times. Beating the algorithm. So put simply, an algorithm is a prediction of behaviours that social media platforms use so we as the user have a positive experience in order to keep us on the platform as long as possible. They use the algorithm to learn about what we like and dislike in order to predict what content to show us so that we continue to stay on the platform. Have you ever noticed that when you first like someone's page, join a group or interact with their content, that you suddenly start seeing more and more of them showing up in your feed? And on the other hand, have you ever noticed how there's that one person in your news feed that's constantly ranting or carrying on or fishing with, at the hospital or whatever, but you continue to see that because if you're like me, you're a sticky beak and you read the comments, and then that tells Facebook you want to see more of that stuff. So if you don't want to see more of that stuff, stop looking at their comments. Scroll straight past them. It'll tell Facebook you don't want to see it. This is what we call the 2-week train. So write that down, it's really important. The 2-week train, so the more you engage with a profile, including being a sticky beak and reading the comments, sends a signal to Facebook and Instagram that this is the type of content that you want to see. What does this mean exactly? Everything you engage with on social media sends a signal to the platform that you want to see more content like that. What this means for your business is that if you can put out content that makes people stop their scroll and engage with you, you'll be rewarded by showing up in that user's news feed for the next 2 weeks. Priceless, right? Like you've got a captive audience for the next 2 weeks if they've stopped and engaged with you. So if you're a clever cookie, you'll want to get as many of those people onto your 2-week train as possible. The aim of the game is to continue showing up on social media with interaction-worthy content to keep gaining yourself another 2 weeks on their feed. Next is all about aiming for affinity. So affinity content is the content that makes your valued followers stick around. It's what makes them love you because it's content that hits the mark and makes them feel seen. Here are some of the types of posts that you can almost guarantee I would comment on or share, and therefore making them likely to be an affinity post. So funny memes, we always share those, don't we? I love heartfelt, vulnerable posts, and these are just mine, these might be different for you. Anything that's non-salesy, I'm obviously more likely to engage with, and cute fluffy cats. I always share cute fluffy cats. More engagement on your affinity post equals more viewers on the next thing you post. So just kind of, again, make a note of that. If something goes viral, if you will, or people are commenting on it, almost guarantee the next thing you post after that is going to have more viewers because all of those people are on your 2-week train. So from a social media marketing perspective, it would make sense to be deliberate about your affinity posts, be deliberate, know what those things are that people are going to comment on, and schedule them before you want to release a promotion or a whatever, because you'll have more eyeballs on that post. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so this is all about writing content. Now, often, you've got this engaged group of people, but you really get stuck on what to actually write. I get that. But once you kind of find your way, it's a pretty simple exercise. You'll want to get your clients engaging in your posts quickly so that Facebook and Instagram mark your content as something your client wants to see and you end up in their 2-week train. Think of it like a game. If a guest reacts to your post, the social platform rewards you. If they comment on it, you're rewarded even more. And if they share your post, well, holy heck, you've hit the jackpot. Keep this in mind when you post and think about how you can make your post share-worthy. The goal is to remain in your client's 2-week train ongoing, meaning that you'll never drop out of their newsfeed. Another way Facebook and Instagram reward you is by the type of content that you share. Again, this is like a game. A static post, just words, will get you very little reward. A post with pictures is a little bit better. But posts with video are gold, and live video is the absolute jackpot. In other words, try and keep your content varied, but use as much video as possible. Social media platforms record users' dwell time, so the longer they dwell on your post, the higher your score, and it's the higher you're rewarded. Now for what to write. Your posts will be going off like a frog in a sock in no time if you follow these rules. For your post to get engagement, you'll want to make sure your content adds value and fits into one of these 3 buckets. So write these ones down. You want it to be entertaining, educational, or inspiring. So let's have a look at some of these examples. So I've just made a little start on my content buckets. These are things when I'm kind of planning my social media that I will use. So I have the entertaining, educational, inspirational buckets. And then from there I've got the product, the party, and other. So just kind of getting a little bit of a plan together about what to post will make it a whole lot easier and you're not doing it on the fly. Tip number 1 when you're writing your content is to appeal to your client's pain points. So what you write needs to be engagement worthy, and for a customer to engage, you need to be able to help them solve a problem. It's what we do in our parties already. Before you write anything else about the product, party, or joining opportunity, identify what problem that particular product can help with. So for example, a mattress topper. What problem would your customer need to have to want to invest in a mattress topper? Do they have an uncomfortable bed, an old lumpy mattress, or a sore back? All of these are problems that you want to draw attention to in order to showcase how the mattress topper can solve that problem. So lead with the problem first. Marketing 101, appeal to your client's pain points. By drawing attention to the problem your client has, not only will you have them thinking, hey, she's talking about me, but you're able to highlight the product you're talking about as a solution to this problem. The same goes for talking bookings and the business opportunity. Think about what problem a client might have for them to consider hosting a party or joining the team. For example, their wish list is bigger than their budget. Perfect solution, they need to host a party and get their products discounted. Tip number 2, I've talked about this just before, but keep your content varied. If you're simply product bombing your followers, you'll most likely lose their attention. Instead, remember the 3 content buckets we mentioned earlier. How can you incorporate posts that are educational, entertaining, or inspiring? It may be that you're sharing tips on how to care for their linen or keep their home organised. You could share funny memes or jokes that relate to linen, or you could share pictures of real homes with our product to inspire your customers to be bold and brave with their design choices. The options are endless. Think about the different ways you can share this content and remember to keep it varied in order to keep attention. Try and use as many different types of media as possible. And the ones I've put up there is obviously photos, video, GIFs. If you're not using GIFs, you can write this down. Giphy is a really great app or website, and you can create GIFs really, really quickly. And it's just another different type of media that's classed as video. Polls are fantastic if you're using Instagram stories. It's clickable and it's engaging. And of course, memes. So I think it's on here. Yeah, little challenge. Set up your camera and film yourself folding a fitted sheet. This kind of content is always valuable. What other home hacks or handy hints can you think of to share with your clients? The other thing about filming something like this is it's what they call evergreen content. It's something that you can continue to share over and over and over again, so you can keep repurposing it. Tip number 3, video is king. Facebook and Instagram love video content, so aim to share as much video as possible. Mix it up and use a mixture of video created by the company with video you've sourced online, or even better, create your own. Here are my top tips to creating a good video. So, open with a bang. Appeal to their pain point, acknowledge the problem they might have and make them want to watch. Get to the point. So don't waffle, make dot points if you need to, otherwise you run the risk of them continuing to scroll. Ask for the engagement. So ask a question, ask for their advice, ask them to tell you where they're from, create a poll, do whatever you need to do to actually get them to engage with that video, and then seal the deal. Share the choices they have, ask for the sale, encourage them to host a party, share with them the benefits of joining. When sharing content, always think, could this be a video? If the answer is yes, do it. I guarantee you're going to get a better result. Did you know that Facebook video receives on average 135% more organic reach than a Facebook photo? It's a big deal, right? That's a good enough reason to use video, I reckon. Here are some examples of really great videos you can use. Think about what content can be evergreen when filming video also. A great example of this is folding a fitted sheet. So I popped on here product unboxing. This is something when you're bringing somebody new into the business, encourage them to set up a video camera and film themselves unboxing their kit. That is so exciting. People love actually seeing what's in those starter kits. And the same with when you get your linen delivery. I'm sure in the next couple of days you're going to be receiving a box full of beautiful new product. Pop a camera up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect lighting or the perfect whatever. Just set up your camera and show people what's in that box. They love it. Makeovers. I'm sure you've probably purchased a new quilt cover recently, or you might be about to purchase a new quilt cover. Make over your bed and do a little video and show people what you've mixed and matched with your quilt cover that you've just bought. Time lapses are really fun as well. So they're fun if you're doing like a little making the bed video. You can set your camera up, put it on time lapse, and it automatically turns it into just like a little 30-second snippet, which is a really great length of time for a video on social media. And also sharing your story. So share why you joined, what you love the most about it, and why they should find out more. You can be, and obviously be really genuine and authentic. So another little challenge for you today is to, find a partner and actually just without having to think too much about it, put the camera on and stand in front of the photo wall and actually just share 30 seconds about why you joined, what you love the most about it, and why they should find out some more as well. I can't wait to see you all at the photo wall later. I'm going to skim through these ones really quickly because this is about Instagram. Just a real quick show of hands. Who is using Instagram already? Oh, you guys are rock stars. That's awesome. If you're not, like I said 2 years ago, if you told me this, I would have laughed at you and said it's all on Facebook. I will absolutely say Instagram for me has been a place of brand recognition, if you will, and the conversion usually happens over on Facebook. So for me, it's kind of a funnel. They start on Instagram and then they work their way over to Facebook. But if you're not using Instagram, absolutely go and navigate around and learn some more about it, because Instagram stories, I can almost guarantee that's where most of my bookings, leads, product, it's all kind of happening there because it's really where that behind the scenes is happening. Here's a few reasons why, and so in case you've never used Instagram stories, they're short 15-second videos that you can record and they live at the top of your Instagram feed. So if you're new to Instagram, just at the top you can see my stories up the top there. Quite often, I spend way too much time watching people's stories and even more than scrolling their feed. Quite often, I actually don't even flick through the Instagram feed. I just start at the stories and they just flick their way through. Stories aren't live as such, so you can record or re-record. You can add GIFs, filters, polls, all sorts of stuff, and they can be really, really interactive. And I also recommend typing captions or giving a brief overview of what's happening on each 15 seconds. Does anybody else watch videos on mute in bed really late at night? Yeah, and that's happening more and more as well. It's proven that most people watch videos on mute, so pop a little caption on if you can. Where are we? I love stories because you would never go live on your business page multiple times a day for 15 seconds at a time, but that's nothing for that to happen on Instagram, and people just are kind of, watching it all in a sequence, if you will. I'm sure that I've got other little bits there, but take a photo. And then Instagram Reels. I do want to really quickly cover this because this is what is the new and trending right now, and it might seem a little scary to you. It was definitely scary to me when Instagram Reels first rolled out. But the thing about when a platform brings out a new concept, if you will, is if you use that, they are going to... This is like, I said live video is the jackpot. Reels is like even higher than live video now. So Instagram Reels are short 30-second videos. You can use filters, you can speed up sections, you can add words and music, and it's a place to get really creative. If you haven't already checked out Reels, I would suggest clicking Reels on Instagram. You'll see it down the bottom. It's the little icon in the middle, the square one with the play button. Click on that and you can actually scroll through Instagram Reels to get some ideas and inspiration of what sort of things people are doing on Reels. There's also a little save button on Instagram. It looks like a little flag. If you click that save button, you can come back to it anytime. It's often what I will do is just save videos that I like the look of, and it's got me thinking, I could do something like that. And then you can use the audio from those reels later as well. Every reel I've created so far has been seen by more people than my static content ever has. You have way more chance of showing up in Instagram's featured page using Reels than any other content, and this puts you in front of a whole new audience that you never would have had before. Reels that you create can be saved and repurposed in your parties for really quick videos, as long as they're relevant, obviously. So in this little snapshot, I've just shown a couple of reels. One's Maddie getting a facial, so just ignore that one. But I just did a little towel makeover in our linen cupboard, just showing people how to fold a towel and make their linen cupboard look beautiful. One was just a quick little bedroom makeover. One was the kids and I dancing at Christmas. That went viral. Christmas tree one, and then like a funny little fitted sheet thingy. But it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter what you put on Reels, but so far every little thing that I've turned into a Reel video has just exploded, and you can tell because the people liking your content are not your normal followers, so you can tell that it's just getting greater and greater and greater reach. So just check it out. Don't be too scared. Check it out. See if that's something that you could learn a little bit more about. How are we going? 3 minutes. Tip number 4, humanize your content. So yes, you're a business owner, but what your customers connect with is you. The key to a successful online business is to become your own brand. The quickest way to do that is to humanize your content. This means sharing your own personality and authentic self online, and sharing with your followers more of you and more real-life human content. Company branded images are beautiful and professional, but they're used by hundreds and hundreds of people. So set yourself apart by using images from products in your own home, or ask for your customers to share theirs. Ask for testimonials and feedback and share those too. Share your face, your goals, your wins, your favourite things about the range and your business. Share the things that set you apart from every other stylist. This is the key to your customers remembering you. At the end of the day, a customer can be put in touch with one of over 1,000 stylists across Australia to provide our gorgeous product, but you want them to actually remember you. I often share pictures of my kids helping me in the office, or if we're off doing something fun on the weekend, because this is not only humanises my brand, but also shows my followers that my business offers me flexibility. It shows that my business is a family business, and they get a glimpse of it behind the scenes and makes them feel like they know me. Don't be afraid to let your customers get to know you. After all, wouldn't you want to do business with somebody that you felt like you know? Last one. So now we've covered the top 4 tips. Here's a quick little checklist to use each time you write content for your social media. If you follow this structure each time, you'll be building your audience in no time and connecting with them on a whole other level. I cannot wait to see you all shine on social media after today. Right now is the perfect opportunity to give your clients a behind the scenes of your life and your business. Today you're in a room full of inspiring women learning and growing, so have a think about what you could do on your lunch break to showcase this in your social media. Last but not least, I've just touched the tip of the iceberg today, and I hope you've all learned something new. If you haven't already, feel free to come and grab me in the break and grab your own copy of my Social on Social workbook. It's 63 pages, jam-packed full of information, and I only have about 70 copies outside. There's a funny story to that one, but it is absolutely jam-packed. It's got everything in there that I have covered today, but it's actually workbook style. So if you're anything like me, personally, I like to have a printed copy that I can write on, but you can actually go through page by page and create a little bit of a social media plan as well. So they are just $20 for the printed copy. There is only 70-ish. So come and see me straight away. After that, I can send you a digital version as well. Thank you.
If I have to say, oh my God, one more time today, I'll have to put something in the jar for swearing. Under that, just like Cass, into that online world, absolutely. What did you learn? Come on, what was... Oh, here we go, yes. Yep.
Awesome.
Excellent, and you'll be going out to get a copy of the workbook? Trust me, it is full of everything you want to know. Thank you. Yes.
Kathy, I just wanted to ask, with the when you asked the question, Jodie, hi, I'm Mary Lou. Nice to meet you. When you asked the question about who's actually on Instagram, and there was lots of hands. Now we all have a personal Instagram account. Yours is have you got a personal and the business?
No, I just.
So you're running it all through. That was my question.
Yeah, I just have the one, and I think because again, you are your business.
That's good.
Yeah. So I really feel like Instagram is really where people get that full behind the scenes, you know, for me. And some people aren't comfortable with that, and that's also okay. I want to reassure you that if you're more of a private person and you don't want to share everything, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying, you know, share yourself every minute of your life, but just be genuine and authentic, and remember that you don't have to be like anybody else. You don't have to have the same interests. It's about what's genuine to you. So if gardening is your passion, that's what people will connect with. And
because I was under the impression that we'd have to start our own.
not at all.
Yeah,
No,
that's
yeah,
really,
just
really
utilize,
great.
yeah, utilize your
I've been
personal.
doing it for months.
Exactly. And the really great thing about Instagram is often people will only look at those first 9 squares.
Yeah.
So really, it doesn't really matter what's there now. If you start working on that now, people aren't going to scroll back and see, you know, that there was, you know, maybe nothing happening there, because they're only really looking at what you've done in the last 9 posts.
Oh no, I enjoy it.
Yeah, cool. I love it.
So it's building on that. Yeah, good.
Cool.
Thank you.
No worries.
Can I please order a book?
Yes.
Oh, and I'd like to order a book.
So that is in the booklet. It's called, so there's a few different ones. What was your name, sorry? Karen. So what Karen's referring to on my Instagram bio, you can only put one link on Instagram. Instagram doesn't let you put links in your posts or anywhere else. You can only have one link in your bio. So I've used a little website called Linktree, but there's also Milkshake. There's a couple of different ones, and they allow you to just have like multiple tabs. So when you click on that Linktree, it just takes you to a separate one, and it'll have there was a link for joining the virtual event today. There's a link for the inspirations catalogue. There's a link for whatever the promotion is right now. So it's just one link that takes people to all of the links that are relevant, and it's super easy to edit as well. So you don't have to have...
What's that?
Yeah. So feel free, if you head over and click on that link, you'll see exactly what it is, and each individual thing just takes you. It's kind of just a little hub where you can put all your handy links together. Yeah. You can go. Absolutely.
Excellent. And I'm sure there's going to be a million questions, so the book's going to answer most of them. Tash.
Are you still, so you're saying you're using personal Instagram, what about Facebook? Are you separate or one?
So on Facebook I have my personal profile, and that's where I was sort of saying, make sure you do put stuff on your personal profile, but way more sparse. I use my personal Facebook business page and my VIP customer page way more than I do my personal profile. Yeah. So there is a few, and I know that can be overwhelming. You've got your personal and a business page and a VIP group and an Instagram. So just start, add one in. If you've got one right now, add one in and start with that and build. Don't go the whole hog. But it's just, they're different crowds in different places, and obviously there's some of the same people in all those places as well.
So Kaz,
Share makes it very easy to control through.
Exactly. So Pauline said that's why SynShare makes it so easy, because you can schedule it to your business page, you can schedule to your VIP group, and you can schedule to Instagram as well. But what I will say is, and I've mentioned that before, make sure you're not bombing the same stuff every single time to all the same platforms at the same time, because if they are following you on Facebook and Instagram, they're just seeing the same, same stuff over and over. So try and keep it a little bit different if you can.
So Cass, I have a question for you on that. Do you have some sort of a schedule that you utilise to do that? And
It's in my workbook.
Is it in the workbook? Awesome!
Yeah, there's in the workbook there is like there's a content planner, there's an action plan, there's a weekly plan, a monthly plan. I am a lot more off the cuff, probably because I use Instagram more than anything, and it is kind of what's happening in the moment. But that's a really great place to start. Start with those content buckets and think about what are those things that I want to share. And then from there you can think about, say for example, it's Meme Mondays. Well, you can go and schedule and pull content that you want to post on a Monday. Lorraine Lea does Motivational Mondays. So if you follow Lorraine Lea on Instagram, you'll see every Monday they have a series of quotes that they do, and that's just part of their content plan. So you can be as scheduled or as, off the cuff as you want, but yeah, if you don't want to be stressing about it, then schedule it and plan it.
Okay, all right, beautiful. So guys, I'm sure you've all got a million more questions. Most of them will be answered in the book, but guess what? It's lunchtime!